Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our panelists. We are live on YouTube, and we are here at the Sarit Center, where we are talking about love yourself. I was asked earlier, why is it love yourself and not love yourself? Well, because, we're cool. We're cool like that, right? It's love yourself. And also, if we don't say it like that, how many people will pay attention to it? Because love yourself has become a bit like blah. It's become a conversation that everybody can have, but do they really mean it? I think when you put a bit of oomph into that sentence, then you kind of have an emotion to it. My name is Pinky Gilani. A lot of you are familiar faces. It's so nice to see you here, and I thank you so much for showing up on a Saturday morning. It's going to be fun, it's going to be eventful, it's very casual, it's very informal, and I have to say thank you so much to this wonderful panel. What a powerful panel we have here this morning. I'm going to ask each of you to introduce yourselves, but please give a round of applause to Rosh, Wanja, and Frank. So Rosh, we can start with you. Tell us who you are and why this title of this event resonated with you.
Thank you so much, Pinky. Hi, everyone. My name is Roshanara, and I am first and foremost a quantum healing and hypnosis practitioner. I've just written my first book, Beyond the Darkness, which is the strategic guide to the new earth. There's copies here, so I'm so excited for you to see them later. I also do a lot of energy healing, and beyond that, I'm an entrepreneur. And I'm really happy to be here today to discuss a topic that's really close to my heart, that I actually believe is the answer to world peace, a better world, especially during the times we're in. I believe that change happens through us individually. Change comes from within. And by truly understanding who we are and loving ourselves, that is the answer to changing the world around us, to being better parents, to being better friends, to being better people in general. And I'm so excited to continue this conversation.
That's amazing. I always say, when I spread the narrative of love yourself, like you just need to love yourself and we'll get world peace. And everyone's like, it's not really that simple. I think it is. So I'm glad that you think the same. Frank, tell us about you and why you're here as well.
Hi, everyone. My name is Franklin Sayalel. I am a menswear designer. But with time, I always have a hard time explaining what I do or what I want to do, because I think, as she said, change is something that I'm embracing more. So I feel like sometimes defining myself as a menswear designer limits me. So I think I'm a jack of all trades, and I'm grateful that I'm very talented in so many things. So I explore many things. The past 2-3 years, I've been doing a lot of wellness, a lot of mental health stuff, all around embracing the unknown. And this is something I really enjoy. This is something I want to discover more. And it's something I'm very vocal about. I'm always online just talking about different things. I talk about work, I talk about comedy, TikToks. So this is something I'm really excited to be here for. And however it goes, I'm just open to it. Yeah.
I like that, embracing the unknown. A lot of us fear the unknown. How many of us embrace the unknown? Wanja, tell us about yourself.
Thank you. So my name is Wanja, and I'm an intuitive energy healer. I also work with releasing karmic baggage. And my healing journey really started out as an act of self-love. What I was looking for was happiness, and looking for ways to heal trauma, in a space, in a social environment that doesn't even recognize trauma, So I worked through a lot of healing modalities, and this is work that I started years ago, seriously applying myself to it over 2 decades ago. But I got into healing work. I had an interest as a child. And this connects back to my ancestry. So my great-grandmother was a medicine woman. She lived in the forest. I came to find out about this in 2012. My father told me this as he was on his deathbed, and I was like, what? What did you say? Like, are you talking about your mother or my great-grandmother? And he was like, I'm talking about my grandmother, whom he had never told me about before. When he talked about what she did, I made sense to myself. So much of me just kind of like clicked into place. And I found sort of like the legitimacy. I was like, if my great-grandmother was a healer, I have no qualms now sort of stepping up into that space. And why this title, Love Yourself, spoke to me is because the self and understanding what the self is it's not just me here, it's my higher self. It's connecting to my higher self. It's my God particle, right? When I learned to trust that, so trust was also a big part of it for me. Trust, I knew through my lived experience that I didn't trust. I didn't trust other people. I also didn't trust myself. But when I figured out that the connection was to universal consciousness, to the creator of all that is, to God, however you want to define God, and I trusted that, and I saw that trust manifesting, that is what brought in self-love for me. That I'm like, it's not, I think people sometimes confuse self-love with narcissistic love. Is it kind of like I love myself in the mirror sort of love? Or is it loving yourself even when you have nothing? So all the things that might define you, all the things that you may think define you, if you imagine, if all those things were taken away from you, would you still stand in that space of self-love? And I love the yourself because because it's something that you have to do with deep pride, with a deep sort of like unshakableness, unmessableness, with having that kind of way with it. You're strutting yourself, that. So that is what spoke to me. Yeah.
I think this is a conversation whose time has come. And I don't know how many of you are resonating with what you're hearing. You'll hear words like healing. You'll hear words like the God particle. I mean, that's amazing. You'll hear mental health come up. And these are conversations that you need to carry on within your spaces as well. So let's dive deep in to it. I know you sort of highlighted, how your journey began into healing, but I'm going to ask you, Franklin, because you're very passionate, and especially as a man in Kenya, Kenyan man, when we talk about mental health, what made you go down this path? What was your moment where you sort of tipped and thought, okay, enough, I need to start bringing awareness about my mental health and other people's mental health? And then how did you find the confidence to go on and say, okay, this is something I'm going to be talking about a lot of?
Well, for me, it happened in 2 phases, and I believe there's more coming. And so first of all, as an entrepreneur, I still have a successful business. It all collapsed at once. May 2017, I lost everything. I had a store, I had a house, I had a car, was in a relationship. All of them went in 1 month. So when that was happening,